Welcome back to the final match of the Drunken Chickens versus the high damage per second. We're doing this in the hot caustic map on a very warm afternoon, it looks like. We got some really good blue, orange and yellow skies. So it might actually be turning either dark here soon or it might be lighting up. Looks like we have on the red team, which is the high damage per second, we have Dr. Ashad in Stormcrow, Hellzone in Arctic Cheetah, Parachute in a Mad Dog, my personal favorite, and Makaru in a Stormcrow Prime. While over at blue team, we have Maximum Overkill in a Hellbringer, Thunder Chickens in an Arctic Cheetah, Drunken Grendel in a Timberwolf, and then Tatamidium in an Arctic Cheetah. And it looks like that the red team started way over in the swampy areas, sulfur lands of Caustic, while blue team started on just the other side of that factory, and they're already getting engaged because they started so close to each other. We have see laser fire going across this factory. Hellzone is going on the cap of the conquest here, stepping on it, while blue team pushes in towards that area on the right side of that cap. They're moving in and trying to hit them in the back. It looks like we're just going to have a full-out brawl right here and there on the conquest area. We got them shooting back and forth with laser fire. Now we see some missiles coming in from that Mad Dog. It looks like blue team is split up now. We have Tatamidium and his Arctic Cheetah on the right side, Drunken Grendel and his Timberwolf all alone on the left side, and then Thunder Chickens and Maximum Overkill approaching the actual point here on the right side, but they are all split up, while red team is all central together right behind the drop and right behind the factory, all together grouped up as a little bit of a death ball. They are not focus firing. Nobody is focus firing. They're kind of shooting here and there, but now it looks like they turned most of their attention over to Drunken Grendel, except for Parachute, who is off alone in his Mad Dog, not a wise choice, near blue team. So now they're all going for, red team is going for Drunken Grendel here in his Timberwolf. They're going to try to take that Timberwolf out, which he just lost another component. Looks like he is dead. He is gone. And now they are proceeding to hit Tatamidium in his Arctic Cheetah, while blue team is taking out their Mad Dog, which is at 45%. And it looks like it's going to die soon. And there he goes. Parachute is down. It looks like now they're all scattered all together right around the point. And they're just shooting at everybody. They don't have a clear point just yet. It looks like that blue team is trying to take out Dr. Abstract, the Thunderbolt. The Stormcrow, which just went down. They did, and they took out Parachute. Here, Parachute is down. Now we're at three. We got 2 and 2. We have Makaru and then Hellzone, and then we have Tatamidium and Overkill on blue team. It looks like they are now picking targets each. We've got Tatamidium. Oh, there we go. Blue team was focus firing on Makaru. He is down. They only have the Arctic Cheetah left. Arctic Cheetah's got 80% on red team. However, Maximum Overkill and Tatamidium might be in the 50%, but it's 2-on-1, so we'll see how it goes. If they can get pinpoint shots, Hellzone can get pinpoint shots on Maximum Overkill, he can take out that Hellbringer quickly, and then he can face Tatamidium one-on-one bout. Since he is at a higher percentage, that might be to his advantage, but we will see. It looks like he's down to 58% now, where Tatamidium is at 44%, and Maximum Overkill is at 51%. So Hellzone being all by himself at that 58%, he's still a higher percentage, but it's still a 2-on-1. So he's got to really do this smart, which he's doing really well. He's using the buildings as cover. He's hiding out. He's trying to take one-on-one as soon as they turn the corner. He's hiding between those buildings, but now he's opened up to both of them. It looks like he's running away again. He lost an arm. He is circling around one of the factory silos here, hiding. He's waiting for them to poke out. He's just sitting there, hoping that he pokes out. Hell sits back, pokes the corner, sees him, shoots real quick, pulls back because Maximum Overkill is looking at him at distance with his medium lasers. Hellzone is deciding what he should do next. He's hiding underneath some pipes and behind the building. Tatamidium's poking around the corner. Looks like they are just waiting for Hells to poke. If Hells keeps poking like that, he is going to be in a massive disadvantage. We got Hellzone at 47%, Tatamidium in his Arctic Cheetah at 40%, and then Maximum Overkill 51% in his Hellbringer. Hell's now circling right to see if he can get an advantage on that side. He stops just right before he pokes out. And bam, they were waiting for him again. It looks like they are doing well at keeping track of where he's moving. I don't know if Hells realizes this, but there is a UAV above them, so he could probably block it if he goes far enough, but that UAV is giving away his position. He is now moving away from the factory, completely in the other direction, circling around the mountain, giving distance between him and them. I think he realized there was a UAV up, and he is moving away. He is moving across the entire landscape here. He hasn't gone towards the mountain. He's going on the right side of the mountain away from blue. He's actually headed to the other objective. He is headed now south to this other objective. The other two blue are actually still in the factory looking around for him. And now they realize, since Hell's just stepped on the objective, that he moved away to go to the objective. So now they're moving, realizing that they now need to start stepping on objectives and taking them before he can take them. I think Hells is just trying to make a last-ditch effort to distract them, separate them, try to get some points. If he can get one-on-one, perhaps he can get enough pinpoint damage to take them out. Hells is a very good player, one of the best, and so he might be able to pull it off if he's smart. However, he's still at a great disadvantage. He's still sitting at 45%. Maximum overkill in his Hellbringer is sitting at 51%, and Tanamidium in his RTG is sitting at 40%. So we do have a good division here, and Hellzone is in a dire situation. Hellzone's just sitting there behind the cover of the cap, capping it out. He is now moving off the cap and headed towards the water cap by one of the spawn points. He's taking a longer route around the mountains in the back, closer to the out of bounds area. He's headed his way down to the water area's cap, while blue team is going to Theta in the middle. They are right in the middle of the caustic mountain here, in that little volcano, and they're taking that cap, which Hells will realize that they are close, and he is still taking the long route around, but he's got to be careful, because if they poke that ridge, they will see him for a short, brief moment, which they might see him. Looks like they are not poking the ridge, and so they do not know he's there until now, since he just started capping the cap right next to the water. Looks like blue team is now headed down the mountain on Hell's own right side, headed towards his area. Hells will now be encountering them. He will not be able to run fully covered at this point, because they will be able to see him for at least a brief moment if he goes either left or right. Left will provide him with more cover. Blue team goes behind the mountain. If Hells were to run right now, he would actually be able to hide away from them if he went on the left side. Blue team's approaching the water and headed straight for Hellzone on that cap. Straight for him, and right through the water. It looks like they're splitting up. The Hellbringer is staying at distance across the lake, while Tanamidium is already through the lake. He just turned around. He turned around and went back through the lake again. Hellzone, I don't think realizes this at all. I don't know if he can see them or not. It's very possible he can. He's looking that direction. Tanamidium then circles around the lake once and heads towards Hellzone again, while the Hellbringer is all alone on the other side. I don't think they know where he is. I think that they're confused. Hells turns around, carefully avoids the cap, barely touches the cap, and then heads right up the mountain. He's using his jump jets to get up there. They realize that he touched the cap briefly, and so Maximum and Tanamidium are looking towards that cap area now. They're both across the Hellbringer is in the middle of the lake, but Tanamidium is moving through toward the cap. But it looks like they're both headed that direction. Hells is on his way back to the previous cap he was at, going back through that long way of the mountains. He just stopped halfway. He's behind now a lot of rock ridges here, just waiting it out as they cap that objective. Hell realizes they're capping that objective out, and so he keeps moving, and the Hellbringer notices him. He fired at Hellzone. It looks like he's shooting at him, so they know which direction Hells is at. Hellbringer is pursuing, however, Tanamidium and his Arctic Cheetah is staying on caps. Hellzone, moving past the point of that cap he capped earlier, is now moving along that ridge line of mountains, and he's headed towards the factory again. Tanamidium is pursuing his Arctic Cheetah, as well as the Hellbringer of Maximum Overkill. It looks like Maximum Overkill is going to head for this cap and try to start capping him out as Tandemidium moves on the other side of the ridge, seeing if he can see Hellzone. Tandemidium's jumping on top of the mountain, see if he can see him, but he just missed him. If he were to stay on the right side, he would have seen him. But because he jumped over the mountain, he just missed looking right at Hellzone. And that is the match. It looks like we are done with the points. What a very exciting battle at first, and it slowed down a little bit when they had to chase down Hellzone there. That is definitely the game and such. It looks like the match score is over, and time ran out. Red team had more points on the side of capping, and it looks like because of caps, they would have won. However, because of the amount of kills they had, timer ran out. It looks like the game was given to blue team because they didn't get that 750 that you're supposed to in caps. The timer ran out, and so because of that, blue team won by default. Because of that, blue team has won. That means Drunken Chickens has actually won this day's tournament between Drunken Chickens and high damage per second.
Actually, HDPS won that match.
Oh, really? By the scores a little bit off?
Yeah, they won the Conquest game mode. They win.
Okay, so by the rules of timer running out, the Conquest points will count over the kills.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, so then that's terrific. Then it looks like the high damage per second then won it by the default of Conquest having more points running out of timer. It looks like the tournament rules are slightly different than your game rules that it might be. Looks like high damage per second did win it. That means Hellzone did a very good strategy getting those cap points. Congratulations to high damage per second. We'll see you on the next time of CI tournaments.